Hello, and welcome to Puzzlers Anonymous. I don't know why I always shift in my chair as soon as I start talking. I should get set before I do that. Whatever. Puzzlers Anonymous. My name's Kevin. I'm a puzzle addict. Thursday Puzzle Club. Once again, I'm really into this. I gotta find ways to mix this up, but I feel like, I don't know. I mean, the earlier ones in the week, the Mondays through Wednesdays, I just don't know if those are interesting enough for a video. I could do some themeless. Maybe I'll do some Friday, start recording some Fridays and Saturdays. This is actually a Friday as I'm recording it. Gino was talking to me about Thursdays the other day. It's very funny living with a partner who watches my videos. I mean, I started making the videos for her before we lived together, but just the other day, I was, in the living room and she was in the bedroom and I just heard her giggling and I came in and I was like, what are you giggling about? And she was watching my video, which I'm glad she finds me funny, but it was strange. But then she was talking about, she said that she's gotten better at crosswords over time, but just watching my videos, she can't imagine ever solving a Thursday. And, especially these weird themes. She was like, how do you even figure out these themes? And, the thing I told her is it's about, it used to be Deb, now it's Sam. I guess it's been Sam for a while. I think Deb was the weekends. Not important. The wordplay column is how I'd always figure it out. I get stuck on these. Less so now. In the same way that Gina has gotten better at crosswords, over time. I've gotten better in the last 2 years. I mean, in my last video, I now have sound effects for the solve protocol, but I don't do the solve protocol much anymore. I haven't needed that graphic. It's pretty rare for that to come up just as I have gotten better. But it used to be, when I get stuck, solve protocol, and first thing I do is I go to that wordplay column. So if you ever get stuck on a Thursday, they are hard and they are tricky themes. I guess the other side of that is I don't always solve them. I don't publish the videos I don't solve. So there was this one on the 5th. I still don't think I figured out the theme. Oh, no. This one I did figure out the theme, so bad example. But yeah, I didn't solve the whole puzzle. At least I didn't solve it in an amount of time where I felt it'd be worth publishing the video, or I didn't think I was going to get the answers. Not important. But yeah, that's that. What else is going on? Olympics are wrapping up. Very exciting yesterday. The women's hockey gold medal. I was watching that, even though it was during the workday. But I got stuff done at the same time. But, yeah, very excited. I yelled so loud. When they got the sudden death overtime goal, I yelled so loud that I scared Juniper, which I don't think I've done in my almost year of having her. I don't watch that much sports, mainly, Ford Madison, and they've been bad recently. And then, I don't know, I watched the Brewers in the playoffs, and they also did poorly, and I tend to restrain myself, but that goal, I yelled very loud, and she got very scared, so I felt bad about that. But then I pet her right away. I think she realized I wasn't yelling at her. That's enough preamble. Let's solve this puzzle from John Eubank on Thursday, February 19th. We got some highlighted gray sections and some circles, all within the same theme. That'll be interesting. Courting disaster, slangily. The only thing I can think of is playing with fire. That doesn't really seem like slang, and it's not going to be that easy. I'm just typing it in to see how close the letters are. They're very close. It does give us, I feel like having it in the ing means something. That gerund is the word for that. So it's not going to be playing with fire. But it's going to be something ing, I think. Uses a shampoo bottle as a microphone, perhaps. I mean, this could be something about singing in the shower or karaoke. It's not lip syncing because it is actually, it says microphone. Maybe sings in the shower is going to be. The reason I'm typing it out is because, Thursdays it'll sometimes be a rebus or a compressed thing or whatever. So, seeing how close the letters are. But, yeah, I got to get more context They may have knowledge of corporate secrets. Think of whistleblowers. I mean, I'm thinking corporate espionage, but I don't know who that would be. What does whistleblowers get us? Hey, that's actually fits. But I don't know. Let's look at what the actual theme is, if we even see it. Better choice given the options, or the circled squares vis-a-vis the shaded ones. I should have kept this written in here to at least see how I do. So, circle squares vis-a-vis the shaded ones. So B in relation to ist, assuming that's the answer, which we don't know what it is, should be the better choice given the options. Better choice given the options. So it's like, all things considered, A is better than B. One of them is a single letter. That was 3. Keep it in mind, very high chance that this single letter is going to be a rebus. But then these are always 3 letters. Does the fact that they're gray mean anything? So should we go for figuring out this phrase, or should we go for this one? Let's just... I don't think it is whistleblowers, because I don't know what like B to ist would even mean. Let's just double check. Japanese words that sometimes translated as planted in a pot. I don't know. Formed from molten lava. Volcanic is wrong. Igneous would work and might be right. I'm at your disposal. Is that use me? That's like a weird phrase. Dickens and Dickinson. I want to say Emily, but I don't know. Commentators call after a missed field goal. Double doink. Could be too bad if we're going with the L. Ruling class is probably elite. Another knock against wheelblowers. Fathers is probably sires. Varnish ingredient. Yeah, let's dump this and go with the things that I feel decent about. I'm going to say use me. That one actually feels weird. So it's strange. I just said that these are the ones I feel decent about. I think, yeah, igneous felt all right. Yeah, because 44, that looks like a word right there. Our Father. Boom. Yeah. Yeah, it's so many different things that could be. So close. Too bad. But yeah, I think this is elite. I think this is sires. Varnish ingredient. Probably oil, right? So then, no, because concert souvenir is tea, which I'll just put it in because I already know it. So I don't know what else is in a varnish. Took steps. Acted on, I don't know. Or just, is it walked? Is it just a little play on words? You think taking steps is like moving towards a goal and it's just as simple as walked? Probably. On a Thursday. Bishop, as an example. I want to say peace. I think it's a chess thing. Chess pieces. But that's going to give us AE for 52. Is this Anne of the D'Urbervilles? I don't know. Sunken treasure sites. Rex. It's too many letters. Card game clarification. Neither's partner is nor. Buffoon. I want to say oaf. Well, let's look at this and see what we got. They may have knowledge corporate secrets. Keep it in mind that there might be a rebus in here. Yeah, I don't know. I just got no idea. So if we did oaf, I don't really know what that would be. I don't know why, but I feel inclined to keep working on the themes without actually, or themed clues without actually figuring out the theme. I just want to see if I can get a better idea of these before I figure out what that better option thing is. You can request a new one on religious grounds if it contains 666. This is, you know what this is, because you solve crosswords. And you'd see me bringing this up all the time, because it's a thing, it's abbreviated, it's only 3 letters. But this is a way that I've never seen this one include, but it is Social Security number. My credit card number, I know, don't get mad at me. I'm not going to give you the whole thing on youtube.com. But my credit card number has 4 6s in a row. And it's always strange reading that over the phone. But it's not 3. What was blank think? Is this what was I to think? I think that's right, but it just feels weird. But it's a Thursday. You could also clue this as Lance Ito, the judge in the OJ trial, who's from Wisconsin. But I think that's an older reference now. Metaphor for a challenging puzzle. I don't know, but I'm excited to learn it because I love challenging puzzles. Talking back to. Sassing. Especially if this is a rebus. Want very much with 4. Want very much with 4. So you're going to put a 4 at the end of this. So it's going to be like yearn for. It's not that because that's not enough letters. Desire for. I don't know. Ache for. Yeah, right. Okay, sure. Improve. Better? Ooh, maybe it is better. It's weird to use that as a verb. Gas units. This could be gasoline. It could be like a gas, like, the volume of gas. I think it is going to be gasoline. Because it looks like gallons would fit. Is really bad in slang. I don't know. Chuggy. Already looked at that one. Penniless one. I don't know. And 12 we actually don't look at because that's not part of this. So uses a shampoo bottle as a microphone. Okay, so it is sings in the shower. Because just look at these letters. I take better out and we have this. So it's got to be sings in the shower, except for what that means. What we need. Rebus alert. Can I say that before I know what the rebus is? I know it's going to be a rebus. So rebus alert. I don't know what the graphic's going to be for rebus alert. I got to make one now. And I feel like solve protocol and rebus alert, like I used the little sirens for solve protocol. What would I possibly do for rebus alert? I don't know. You know, because by the time you're watching this, I will have answered this question. Because I'm not going to publish it without it. Rebus.
And there's a rebus.
Oh my God, there's a rebus. And there's a rebus here. There's a rebus here. Can't you see I got a freaking rebus? Gabagool trying to get a rebus alert. All right, so while I'm talking nonsense, I'm thinking about how am I going to solve this right here. It's going to be sings in the shower. And how would the letters fit? And the thing that makes the most sense to me is to do TH. So then I'm realizing that this rebus is the same letters. S-I-N. And then this is going to be S-I-N. Every time I do this on browser, nice. I was going to say it jumps down, but it didn't. But then my mouse, I accidentally scrolled. So is this going to be true for all of them? Okay. Better choice, given the options, or the circled squares vis-a-vis the shaded one. See, now I want it to be the devil you know. The devil you know is better than the devil you don't, which means walked is wrong. But I really don't understand how these two could be the same. Is it the fact that it's littler? because it's rebus, is the fact that it's circled. How does this fit? The veil. The devil, you. Yeah, it doesn't fit anyways, if I were to do it. So, it's not that phrase. Now I'm even more psyched about not quite knowing the theme, because now I still have this confusion about how these line up. Are they all sin? Because I'm looking at varnish ingredient. This could totally be resin. Couldn't it? Yeah, because then if this is double R, that set me off as first, but that could be worse. So this could totally be resin. That makes sense for varnish. So then let's assume that this is also sin. So then we got business in. Okay, walked is actually wrong, but not for for that reason. Business insider, it's they, so it's plural. So yeah, business insiders. So then this, I mean, it would be insane to think that they would do it differently for one of the clues and not the other. So, courting disaster, slang only. I want to get it without any downs. Why did I say it like that? Because I'm thinking at the same time I'm talking. I want to get it without any downs. I don't know if I can. It's courting disaster. So this is going to be an ing. Slang only. This is probably a new one. Yeah, I just don't know. Let's get some of these. Part of royal flush. 10. It's Jack. Nope. It could also be king. Shit. This is a clue they use all the time. Because this came up recently with 3 letters. Because if it's 4 letters, it can be either Jack or king. But if it's 3 letters, it can be ace or 10. Is that right? Yes. Royal flush is ace, and then there's the 3 face cards, and then 10. I should know this better. I don't gamble, but I played so much Balatro, so I should have been able to figure that out. But yeah, that's either Jack or king. Okay, this is raison d'etre. Metaphor for a challenging puzzle. Still don't know. Ew. Just ew. I don't know. Do we look at this way? This was sassing. Did I say that a while ago? I did. The first time I looked at this, I said it might be sassing. Too many letters. But it also might be a rebus. I should clip that out and play it here when I say it. In your face, past Kevin, you were right. Not very much. Still don't know that one. Major, as an example, I'm going to say rank, like a military rank. Reproductive option for short. All I can think of is IVF. Now I'm starting to question the ing on the cross, but no. Some paragraphs in playbills is bios. I feel like I also saw that in a recent crossword, but I've been doing Puzzle as well, so it's not like the New York Times is reusing clues. It's just so many answers. Improve, but it has to end with an H. Don't know. Is really bad in slang. Still don't know. High-end camera for short. It's going to be an SLR, single lens reflex. Still don't know that one. Penny miss. I skipped through it, but I still said it out loud. Even though I was looking at a different clue. My brain is ahead of my mouth. I was looking at Mideast leaders, but I was still thinking, or my mouth was still on Penniless. That was very strange. Time to go to a neurologist. Uh-oh. Mideast leaders is either imams or emirs. I think it's imams, and I'm pretty sure I am reading that or pronouncing that wrong. I have been reading a book about the history of Islam. Sorry if I've mentioned that in previous videos. I'm losing my mind. So, of course, I cannot keep everything straight. But a fun thing I learned in a recent one, there was a poet, I forgot his name, but in like the 9th century, he had allegedly memorized all poetry written in Arabic up to that point. And then he decided to voluntarily forget all of that poetry so that he could write new things. And now he's famous for like writing poems about wine. I wish I remembered his name. Sorry, my dude. But I just loved that idea of like knowing every poem there is and then voluntarily forgetting them to know something new. It, it feels like if you study music, you have to learn, all like the Bach music theory. You have to learn the rules so you know how to break them. And obviously you can't forget that stuff. Like it's in the back of your head as you're writing new stuff. But I don't know how much people in that time, obviously they didn't have the idea of like a subconscious that was like a Freudian thing. But, how much of an idea do they have of like the art you've consumed is affecting you even if you think you've forgotten it? I don't know. It was a really interesting idea to me. You're talking about like death of the author type stuff, or I saw Bon Iver a while back and he played Towers, which this is when he was playing in Eau Claire. He was like, this song is about the dormitory on campus, which is cool. I like that song. It's a good song, but I also like it because I lived in that building when I was in college. But he said, this song is about a dormitory building on campus, or at least that is what it was about when I wrote it. Who knows what it's about now? And I thought that was such a cool death of the author thing. Justin Vernon has forgotten every poem that was ever written so he can write a song about the dorm I lived in. Spot to play Baccarat. Nobody knows. No one knows what Baccarat is. Wait, no, it's a crescendo. That was not me losing my mind. That was me referencing Steve Brule. Who invented Grambling? Who is the first person to say, you want to bet? Okay. Pressing. It's got to be pressing, right? Like pressing one's luck. Pressing on... Let's check if pressing is actually right. No, because that's not going to fit. Ooh. But that's something. We know this is going to be either an N, and it's not going to be an N, or a C, so that actually gives us Jack. So yeah, it's got to be crossing, right? Crossing of... It's not going to be crossing a Rubicon. That's not slang. That's like a super old phrase. Crossing on a... Yeah, I don't know. Is it time to actually get the theme down here? I haven't played the bit yet because even though I've solved 2 of the themed clues and understand that sin is in the little circle and in the grace, I still have not figured out the theme. Radar operator's concern is probably a blip. Like, sir, we've seen a blip. It's approaching very fast. Medieval cure-all is probably a leech. Is that with double E's? Watch out, we're gonna be bringing that shit back soon. My mom's into like the RFK shit, and she was talking about how I forget even, but it was some shit about like how our like blood balances itself out with the right nutrients. I was like, oh, don't quit Instagram, lady. Japanese word, I already liked that. It's got to be bonsai, right? Planted in a pot, yeah. So then 53 across, big name in London is Ben. That works. Is that how you spell bonsai? No, it's with an S, I think. That's going to mess us up on this. Yeah. I got it. This guy just figured out the themes. Yeah. It's not the devil, The better choice given the options, is the lesser of two evils. So it is tiny sin versus big sin. Okay, lesser of two evils. That's great. We got the theme. We got the little play on words there. So now it is just about solving this. So I don't have to maintain this charade of trying to figure out those long ones. I can just do acrosses. Like volunteers' words, I can. Ooh, out of the corner of my eye, I saw Lord of the Rings. Servant of Sauron in the Lord of the Rings. Well, that's got to be an orc. That's some crosswordese. This is going to be Phil, right? Noted Puxatawny resident. Yeah, that's Phil. So sketch show with Colin Jost in brief is S now. Hold on. Someone's at the door. All right, all good. Just the gas company or like contract for the gas company. Not important. You don't need to know that. Okay. Are we just vibing now? Fight any letters is TKO. Screen as a candidate is vet. Yeah, why not? Let's just do acrosses and downs. We mostly have it. I will figure out that last one. Punk rocker Joan is jet. Choctaw or Chickasaw is going to be tribe. Design detail. Ooh, that is spec. So this, I think, is emirs. Up and Adam. I was thinking of this morning. They say catchphrase for a physicist, but it's also for Radioactive Man on The Simpsons. And his catchphrase is up and Atom, but then when they're doing the movie and the one actor is really bad, he keeps saying up and at them. He's German. He's an Arnold Schwarzenegger parody. So they keep saying up and at them. Yeah, up and at them, which would be the correct phrase, but of course it's a play on words. But I was just thinking about that this morning because when Juniper woke up, she just goes from like asleep to like, let's play right now. And because of that, I was thinking of this phrase. And then I was going to say it to Gina, but I was like, I don't want to explain a whole Simpsons reference. In possession of. I feel like it's going to be having, but no, look at 7. Ooh, you know what? You know what? I might have just been wrong assuming it's the S-I-N-G, because you know what? IVF does look right. If this is having, yeah. I think I was a little presumptuous putting that cross in there. Because also, that's going to be TMI. And you know what? I now know the last answer. And this is kind of older slang. I with the slangly, I was like, is this going to be actual like Gen Z stuff, or is this gonna be like slang for, like my dad? But yeah, this is cruising for a bruising, which is a pretty fun phrase. So bio is wrong, right? No, it's not, because it's cruising. That's why I said slangily. It's not cruising. We're not nerds here. It's cruising for a bruising. Cool guy talk. So yeah, in possession of his having. What did I do on spec there? Oops. Tibetan title is Lama, like the Dalai Lama. Fraternity party order is keg. Okay, I gotta be able to get this. Metaphor for a challenging puzzle is a tough nut to crack. Cool. Want very much is thirst for. So symbol of protection is that an arc? I was thinking it could also be an ankh, but it's got to be arc. And then a sound of disapproval is a hiss. So yeah, that's good. Thirst for. That's kind of newer slang. Or they mean it in a very traditional sense. Part of a window above the apron is a sill. One half of a golf partnership, perhaps. Is like pro. That's like a group, right? It's like an acronym for something. I know pro is also a word, but yeah. So improve is enrich. Concludes is probably closes. Yeah. Boxing champ Layla, I don't know. But yeah, right is probably so that's probably Uli. Subject of the Edward Snowden leaks in brief is the NSA. So is really bad is blows. I got that. That makes sense. Australian actor Eric. Is Urbana? Is that? I feel like that's a name. River to the Rio Grande. Nah, I don't know. Sorry. Be defeated by, lose to, like me when playing New York Times crossplay against Gina, who is so good. She came into this, she challenged me to a game, and she came into this like, I don't know Scrabble, I don't know shit about Scrabble. And I explained the thing where, like, you could put a word on the end of another word and make... How does one explain this, right? Can you just get crossplay in here? Can I just show... No, I think it has to be on the app. I want to just show what I'm talking about. I'm just going to open up like a random puzzle. So let's say I had a word that was like dog on Scrabble, and then someone else, if they put like an S here and then put like snow, you'd get points for both like dog and snow if you did that. So I explained that to her. She didn't know that. Because she made like a silly move that she did something like that, where like which one was I in before? Whatever. But she like just put like, we had the dog example again. She just put like an S on the end. I was like, what are you doing? Why don't you do another word? And she didn't know that was a thing. So I explained that to her, and I created a monster because she's so good at that now. Like every word she plays, it's like in a crossword. She's pulling the shit where it's like getting 3 words, 4 words off a single play, and it's just This is Tess of the Dubervilles, isn't it? And $50 is gonna be Strode. Big beginning. Mega? Probably. Because this looks like writers for that. So yeah, we'll put that in. Short flight. A lot of times it's called like a hop. So yeah, this is writers. Commentators call after a missed field goal is no good. So that'll give us an O. I don't know why I don't just write that in. Let's go back here. Completely immersed. Perhaps soaked. Like soaking in the bath. Some colorful plastic items in the seasonal aisle in the spring. Eggs. Source of some aerial shots. Drone, I would think. There's been some very cool drone shots in the Olympics, like the skiing and the luge. They like perfectly follow behind the people. I love it. They need to get some drones in curling. So yeah, this is drone. So over yonder is afar. Blank Wilson of the Frat Pack has got to be Owen. Oh yeah, because like the Rat Pack was like cool jazz guys, and then like the Frat Pack was like guys in college movies of the 2000s. Like, yeah, that's I remember this now. So yeah, I already knew Strode. So yeah, drone is a thing. Take time, I want to say. No, because 58 down is going to be Olga, right? Some actress never heard of. Over here is pissed. So, and never how someone would pronounce that. Pissed. Like you'd actually like make the noise. What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me today? So it's take that. Card game clarification is aces high. Again, I don't know gambling, but I just can figure out from context. It's kind of fun that I was talking about ace and 10 before, and then aces is in this. Buffoon is going to be ass. Bishop was piece. Oh, right. I didn't like that before because I had walked or... Yeah, so I thought AE was going to be a thing, but yeah. And then, yeah. Sunken treasure sites would be seabeds, so this river be the Pecos, and I should hear the music when I put in this E. Close, but not quite. Oh, no. So it's just going to be like some dumb mistake like I had with Spec. Jet, tribe, Spec. At them. Having. Cruising for a bruising. Hopefully it's just like not something where I just like put in the rebus wrong. I feel good about all these answers. There's a typo in here somewhere. Ooh, is it this? Maybe that's heh. Nope. I'm keeping that at huh. And I say jot down words. This one I wasn't super confident in, but all the crossings look good. Business Insiders. Defeated by Pen, Mega Orc, Hop, Lesser of Two Evils. Yeah, everything looks good on the crosses. What about the downs? Yeah, in vitro fertilization. It's paragraphs. Oh, I never even saw the answer for this as I was plugging it in. Penniless one. It's a pauper. I like that. See, like this could be wrong, but I feel like all the acrosses are good. Spot to play. Baccarat is a casino. Gallons is good. Sassing is good. Something wrong with igneous? No, because all the crossings work. Gosh. Oh. I don't think I actually looked at this one either. Swindled is stung? That might be right, because like the sting is like a con. I don't know what else it would be for either of those answers. Okay, yeah. Writers. This is great content right now. Yeah, bonsai was correct because we got the lesser there. Yeah, and leech is correct. Now I was worried about the spelling there. Yeah. I think I just need to, like, I don't even know what would work if I went into the wordplay unless I just did the keywords side by side. So I think I just need to do the check. And when I do this, it's going to say, like, are you sure it's going to mess up your thing? Oh, no, it didn't do that. Okay, it was this one. But I did ha. So is it ha? I should have just tried another letter. I wasted the last 5 minutes of this video. Cut all this. I guess that works. Ha for yeah, right. Like, I don't believe you. That's how I feel to your yeah, right. I say ha. Whatever. It was a good puzzle. Anticlimactic ending. But that's cool. Thanks for watching. Stay safe.